Do you know what has become of the first group of women in Shanghai who chose never to marry? Just a couple of days ago, Miss Jean visited a nursing home in Shanghai where several of these lifelong single women now live. In their youth, they were free-spirited, financially independent, and proud of their decision to enjoy a single life. For decades, they embraced independence and the freedom to live as they pleased. But now, in their later years, many of them openly admit they regret the decision they made when they were young. One elderly lady shared her story with me. When she was young, she was stunningly beautiful. She even showed me an old photograph. She could have easily competed with movie stars. Back then, she had very high standards and felt that no man could truly be worthy of her. She went on a few blind dates, but never met anyone who caught her interest. Believing she didn't need a man to live well, she bought her own home, drove her own car, and enjoyed a comfortable lifestyle on her own terms. However, as the years passed, her perspective began to change. She realized that no matter how wealthy or self-sufficient you are, money cannot fill the emotional void of companionship, nor replace the unique role a partner can play in one's life. She once had many close friends, but as time went by, those friends got married, had children, and built their own families. Gradually, she found herself increasingly isolated. After moving into the nursing home, she witnessed many other residents passing away. Each time, she felt the ache of loneliness grow stronger. She confessed that she now longs for what she once dismissed: the warmth of family, the care of children, and the comfort of loved ones in her final years. Unfortunately, by the time she realized this, it was too late to turn back. She hopes her story will reach younger women in their 20s and 30s who confidently declare that they will never marry and are fine growing old alone in a nursing home. Her heartfelt question to them is, are you truly prepared to face the reality of aging with no partner, no children, and no one to call your own?
I was born in 1988, single, and have never been married. I hold a master's degree and own my own company. For most of my life, I believed that working hard, building a career, and earning my own money was the truest sign of success and independence. I was proud of relying solely on myself and thought that was enough. However, now that I've reached this age, I've faced realities in the dating and marriage market that I didn't expect. I can say openly and without hesitation to younger women, whether you meet men your own age or those younger than you, many will discriminate against you simply because of your age. This kind of age bias isn't hidden. It's almost as if society accepts it as normal, even implying that you somehow deserve it for not marrying earlier. Another undeniable truth is that very few of your peers will still be single by this stage in life. Most will already be married, with families of their own, leaving you in a much smaller dating pool. And those who are still single often have their own reasons for being so, which may not align with what you're looking for. Because of this, you may have to face a difficult possibility that your best outcome could be preparing yourself for a life spent alone. It's not about giving up on love, but about being realistic. If you choose this path, be sure you're truly ready for the loneliness that may come with it.
Many of today's so-called older leftover women are filled with regret. A large number of them are now approaching 40, yet at this stage in life they often have no husband, no children, and in some cases not much financial stability, living entirely on their own. They are now paying the full price for the decisions they made when they were younger. In their youth, they believed marriage would harm their freedom or happiness, but by the time they reached middle age, very few men were willing to marry them. Men today are more realistic and selective. If they choose to marry, they tend to seek out younger women, not older leftover women. In their eyes, marrying a woman in her late 30s or 40s is almost the same as marrying someone who has been divorced. These older single women have already lived most of their lives, given away the best of their beauty, youth, and energy, and what remains are often health issues or less vitality for a new marriage. In the past, almost every woman could find a husband. Even women who delayed marriage into their early 30s still had good chances. But now, times have changed. Life is more competitive, and many older single women are struggling both emotionally and socially. Most eventually admit they regret not marrying when they had the opportunity. Sadly, time cannot be turned back. There's a traditional belief that a woman marrying, having children, and raising a family is part of the natural order of life. This path, it is said, often leads to stability and happiness. Choosing not to marry is seen by some as going against this order, and the punishment is growing old alone. Life has natural seasons. In youth, your health, energy, and spirit are at their peak, making it the best time to marry and raise children. If you wait until your 40s or 50s, even if you marry, you may not have the physical or emotional capacity to raise children. Plants have their time to bloom and bear fruit. Animals have their set breeding seasons. Humans are no different. Some women choose to focus entirely on making money, believing wealth is the key to security. But without the destiny or fortune for great wealth, endless hard work may not bring much financial reward. Worse still, overworking can harm your health, leaving you without both marriage and wealth. Life has an order. Marry at the right age, have children at the right age, and earn money at the right age. If that order is disrupted, the consequences must be faced for the rest of one's life.
Some Chinese women spend their entire lives without truly living for themselves. Take this Auntie for example. As a child, she dreamed of dancing, but her parents refused to let her pursue it. When the city's song and dance troupe came to recruit, her beauty and talent caught their eye immediately, and she was selected on the spot. Yet her parents, holding traditional views, strongly opposed her joining the troupe. With no choice, she followed the path they approved of, working steadily in a secure job all the way until retirement. After retiring, she finally had the freedom to make her own choices. Without hesitation, she enrolled in the performing arts troupe at a senior university. There she could make friends, perform, and most importantly, fulfill the dream she'd been forced to give up in her youth. She was overjoyed. But her happiness was short-lived. Not long after she started, her son asked her to return home to take care of his child. My daughter-in-law works in engineering. She leaves early, comes home late, sometimes even later than that. So almost all of the childcare fell on me. I had to give up what I loved again, she explained. Her family admits they know they've interrupted her peaceful retirement, but with both parents busy, there was simply no one else to help. On one occasion she had the rare chance to compete in a dance competition with her team, but her grandchild fell ill and she had to cancel her plans yet again. As the younger generation we feel guilty, they said, because our needs keep pushing her dreams aside. Now her only free time comes in the short gap between dropping her granddaughter at school and picking her up in the afternoon. In that precious window she quietly returns to the senior university, dances and practices her runway walk. It's not a grand international stage, but in that moment the applause doesn't matter. What matters is that it belongs entirely to her, her own small slice of life where at last she can live for herself.